You're tempted to say Mark Thompson is lucky to be alive, but Mr. Thompson does not believe in luck. He believes in the providence of God, and he is devoting the rest of his life to tell his story.
Hello.
Hi guys, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Mark Thompson is having lunch with his wife Cheryl at Sam's Place in Belmead. It might look like they're just having lunch, but that doesn't happen with the Thompsons anymore. Lunch is an opportunity to share his testimony.
Yeah. Do you have time to hear my story before it gets busy?
The story begins in the Thompsons' big backyard in Nashville 9 years ago, where Mark was on his shooting range shooting one of his many rare vintage guns.
And I decided to work with a Japanese Nambu made at the end of World War II, a semi-automatic 8mm handgun.
One of many unusual guns in Thompson's impressive, always growing collection.
Just really consumed with the gun collecting and put together a collection of guns with a number of World War I, World War II antiques. This is the Nambu that I...
But on this day, the gun accidentally went off. Thompson had shot himself in the leg. It was bad.
So I look down and I've got an artery spurting out of my ankle, just gushing.
Mark Thompson couldn't stop the bleeding. He was bleeding out in his backyard. For some reason, he brought his cell phone that day. He never did because reception was awful. But on this day, he brought his cell phone and he got service. And his wife came and picked him up and they rushed to a nearby fire hall. Paramedics stopped the bleeding. He got to the hospital. He never should have made it. That's why, when they told him they would have to amputate his leg, he felt no self-pity.
We were joyful in the hospital. We were praising the Lord that I'm alive, because it really could have gone south at any number of points along the way. So we truly were praising the Lord that I'm alive.
Thompson woke up from surgery grateful. The first thing he saw, a TV story of an amputee climbing Mount Everest. A sign from God everything would be all right. A sign from God to make a change. To have a hobby that focused on the Lord, a hobby that doubled as a ministry. And so the lathe where he used to make custom bullets is now where he makes custom, beautiful pens.
And it's turned out to be a hobby that's blessed me by being able to share these pens with different people. And since the accident, I've made nearly 4,000 pens, and I've been able to share them, and I've had that many opportunities to share my story. Before the accident, I'd never shared my story or testimony or anything about what the Lord had done in my life. Since then, I've had nearly 4,000 opportunities to do that. So losing my leg has turned into a blessing. That's the bullet right there.
4,000 times Mark Thompson has told his story.
Take your time and pick any pen you want.
The pens are free. They come with the story. Antlers and pressed flowers and seashells and buffalo horn and woods from the Holy Land. Breathtaking. Yes, Mark Thompson lost his leg, and that's a challenge, but his faith deepened. He is on the sturdiest ground of his life. He knows where he stands, and it's rock.
I praise the Lord that he persisted to get my attention, and he finally got my attention to where I started sharing my story and giving him the glory for what he's done in my life.
Mark Thompson says this hobby serves the Lord, while his other hobbies just served his own ego. Big difference. Mark says, a life-changing difference he doesn't regret. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.